It's been a little bit of time since I did shoulder presses while sitting in the bed, and so I figured that I would give that a try. Um, just kind of wake up muscles that I haven't used in a little while, uh, and sometimes you can see when you haven't used the muscles for a little while, you can really feel them again. Uh, and feel which muscles are working. Um, Mostly whenever you're doing an exercise. Uh, I guess you could also find out what muscles you have been using in the exercises that you've been doing previously. Um, I haven't done these shoulder presses in, I don't know, a week and a half or probably 2 weeks or something like that. So it's been a little bit of time. Um, it's been a little bit of time, so I didn't really know what kind of weight I put, what kind of weight I would need to put on my dumbbells. Um, I I forget, I might forget. Well, I did forget what how much weight was needed on my dumbbells, so that um, I would be able to do 10 repetitions, and then the next 12 repetitions would be somewhat difficult. They wouldn't be impossible, but they would be somewhat difficult. And, it's good to keep a steady breath and breathing steadily while you're doing these exercises. Um, because, those are two things that are fighting against you whenever you're trying to do these whenever you're trying to do any exercises actually is the muscles are burning. Right here, my actually my upper pec muscles were burning. My front deltoids of my front shoulder muscles were burning a little bit. Um, and the other thing that makes it difficult is breathing. So, if I make sure that I breathe good whenever I'm doing these exercises, then you know, and if I'm really really tired when I'm doing these exercises, I figured I try not stopping the exercise, but just seeing if maybe it's my breathing. Maybe I need to catch a good breath, or maybe I need to slow down my pace of repetitions a little bit. So I do that sometimes. So what I did here was I had a very insignificant amount of weight. Most of the times, whenever I do exercises, I do it with a very insignificant amount of weight, so it's not that big of a deal. Um, but that amount of weight, I thought, and I don't usually do this. I don't usually do this at all. I thought, well, well, I can add a couple more pounds to these dumbbells, and I still would be able to do the set, the amount of repetitions per set that I like. Um, the first set I do 22 reps, and then the second set then I do 23 reps, and the third set I do 24 reps, and then the fourth set I do 36 reps, and then the fifth set I do 47 reps, and then I do a hold of about 50 seconds, and then I do an extra 49 reps, or sometimes 53 reps. I think I did 57 reps in this exercise. on that final set. Um, but it just all depends on how strong I'm feeling it for that day. So you see here, I'm adding just a couple pounds, nothing big, just a couple more pounds to the weights, and I wanted to, because the reason why I'm adding a couple pounds is because whenever I was doing that first set, then it's usually about the 10th or the 11th repetition that you can really start to feel it. You can really start to feel that burn. And I'm trying to distinguish in between out of breath or a burn in the muscles. And it shouldn't be that difficult to find, but it is, and especially whenever you're pushing yourself, beyond your comfort zone. So, anyway, I figured here I might try and put on a couple more pounds. So I did, and it worked out. It doesn't usually work out, and that's why I don't. It's very, very, very uncommon for me to stop the exercise and do, and add a couple more pounds to my dumbbells, or add a few more couple pounds to my weight machine or something. But in this instance, I didn't remember how much weight I had on there a couple weeks ago, so I was kind of pleasantly surprised and found out that yes, this was the what amount of weight that was comfortable for me to be using it. It's not too much, and it's not too little for me. For other people, then it might be way too little. But for me, it worked out just fine. I have my back laying against the wall there, so I have some support there. So I'm not fishing around from side to side or anything like that. If you notice, I do have a little bit of difficulty trying to stay in one position, even though my back is laying against the wall. Um, but if I put a few things together, if I try and pay attention to how I'm breathing, if I try and focus on like it's just the front deltoids that are working, or the front shoulders that are working, or if it's just the upper pecs that are working, or if it's the biceps or the triceps that are working. And it could be the traps. Sometimes the traps are involved a little bit in this exercise. But you see, that was in between my fifth set and my sixth set. Or that was in between my fifth set and my sixth set. So I did that 50-second hold in between the fifth set and the sixth set. And sometimes, you do a hold. Sometimes I do a hold with my arms fully extended above me, over my head, and sometimes I do the hold with my arms, with my elbows bent to the sides. And either way, I guess it all just depends on where you're going to feel the most burn in the desirable areas that you want. I felt like if I have my elbows bent, um, when I'm doing that hold, then I feel like I'm getting a little bit better workout in my upper pecs. But maybe there might be, like next time I do this exercise might be a week or 2 weeks away, and I might feel it more whenever my arms are fully extended above my head. Um, or I might be I might just be really, really tired that day. Some days you really feel really, really strong. Some days you don't. You feel really, really weak. So, and I don't feel strong every single day. Of course not. Um, But whenever those days come that I feel really, really weak, I might be able to do that hold in between the fifth set and the sixth set, um, with my arms, only with my arms fully extended above my head. Um, but in this case, I felt a little bit stronger, so I was able to do that hold with my arms, with my elbows bent to the sides. Um, the biggest thing, well, another big thing about this exercise is I wanted to make sure that I didn't work my elbow too bad. I wasn't hard on my elbow, my right elbow, because my right elbow has been, it gave me a little bit of difficulty a couple weeks ago. It gave me some little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort a couple weeks ago, and I'm finally starting to get away from that pain or that discomfort, uh, that constant discomfort. No, it's not big. It's not big at all. It's nothing significant or anything like that, but it's there. It's just a little bit of discomfort, and it's there. So I like to do these exercises, but I don't want to put too much pressure on my elbows, because I want my elbows to be as limber as possible and to feel as good as possible, so that I can do other things. I can do transfers, and I can, like last night, my wife and I went and saw that movie, um, Parental Guidance, um, and that was pretty funny. It was a nice movie to watch. We enjoyed it quite a bit, and so I'm saying that it's nice to be able to do the transfers in and out of the truck, or maybe a transfer in and out of a chair in the movie theater, without having pain in the elbows or pain in the shoulders or uh, pain in other parts